It's almost like we are actually back in time here.
I mean, I gotta tell you, I didn't expect this.
I mean, just at least welcome them back to the channel, you know?
Are we on?
We're on.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning
It's,
and welcome back.
Day 4. We've had a good time. A little rain yesterday, a little cloudy today, but we've got some fun things in store.
And we're looking forward to breakfast.
That's right.
Where are we headed?
We are headed to breakfast. I don't even know what the name
And
of
where
it
are we at? What part of...
We are in
wait.
Phoenixville.
We're in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, and that's exactly where we're standing, in our backyard of our Airbnb. We're hungry. We already had coffee, all showered up, ready for the day, and we got an exciting day of history.
But yesterday was a really cool day with Jeff and Patty inside of the city there in Philly, right?
Yes.
Today we're going to go on the outskirts. We'll go to Valley Forge and then make our way to Gettysburg. Show you a little history on that side of it.
We're going to learn. You're going to learn. So, hey, get your school books and let's go to school.
Let's go.
Well, we made it to the Phoenixville Cafe. Little walk down into town.
Little poached eggs, little sausage link. Really, really good sausage.
What do you have?
Little medium, bacon, fruit, muffin, delish.
Yeah.
Same thing. Eggs, bacon. No bacon here. I've got avocado.
Hamburger patty and eggs, and I do want to donate, or not donate, I want to dedicate this breakfast to Juan from Thrash and Supply.
So we just finished up breakfast, and we're walking down the street, and we see this mural. Jeff was mentioning that, I don't know if it was Philadelphia or Pennsylvania in general, but has like one of the highest percentage. They get the most murals in the country or something like that in one city.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Like yesterday downtown, there were a ton of murals all over the place, and I'm seeing one right here. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to keep our eye out, see if we can catch a few more.
I was looking at a couple up close, and a lot of them were actually these giant wraps of vinyl sticking on the buildings, so like they can change them, but I know a lot of them are hand-painted as well. Pretty trippy.
What does that one look like?
To me,
Hand-painted?
that's looking hand-painted somehow.
Yeah, I would think so.
But you never know.
All right, well, let's...
You don't know unless you go.
That's true. We're going to
Let's
go
get
get on
back.
the bikes.
Yeah, let's get back to the house, get the bikes, and let's get over to Valley Forge.
Is this your new house, or what's going on here? You got history for me?
We decided to start the tour today at Washington's headquarters, then we'll work our way over to the visitor center. But I don't think I realized, but the Revolutionary War lasted like 8 years. And in the third year, Washington decided to hunker down here in Valley Forge, 1777. They picked this place because there was a defensible plateau. And, as legend has it, the British burned down some of their supply areas, and so it was a hard first winter. The soldiers didn't come in demoralized, though. They were happy with the victories and the way they were fighting, and felt like they had a real chance. They also picked this place because it was only a day's march into Philadelphia. So easily to get to, easily to defend. The first winter, the rations went down. A guy was getting like a half a pound of beef a day. Then it became half a pound of beef like every 3 days or 4 days. And so Washington decided to really get his men back to work and digging trenches and building fortress. And then that second year, there was never a fight here. But despite the challenges they had in the wintertime, the real famine and the deaths became because they built this fortress up in cabins, and we'll see that today. But it was really like typhoid and the flu and different things that came through. So it wasn't necessarily that winter that killed most of the people, or the majority of people, the deaths. It was really the flu and bringing a community together. So what did you find out about Potts, or what are you going to share here?
This house was built in 1777 for Isaac Potts. So he was the owner of Valley Forge. And at the time they came in here, Washington came into this place here, his aunt actually lived here. She was renting the place for him. So she had to move out so they could move in. And at any given time, I think there was 25 different people that lived in this house. Amazing. It's pretty amazing what happened here. And it's like, when you're sitting here and you're feeling the vibe, we're here in Valley Forge, and it's like beautiful meadows, trees. You can kind of feel the spirit, and it's almost like we are actually back in time here.
I definitely feel the history.
Yeah. I mean, this is really, really interesting, and I feel the power, but this behind us is where George Washington and Martha slept and ate. What do you think of this?
I just said this is freaky. Like the reverence and the history that was made in this house, and we're sitting next to the room that they both slept in. So, wow,
Crazy.
crazy.
What did you ladies just learn?
We heard about the General George Washington, more about his personal side,
Yes.
with his life and love, Martha, and how when he would hear her stirring, he would bring her breakfast. We got to see a shaving kit, and just all the quarters, and it was good. It was very nice.
We also heard that the Potts that owned this property or this house back then, when you wanted to show that you had wealth, when you were building your home, if you look at the side of the house, the bottom rocks are laid very straight, and that showed wealth. So he did it on this side of the house because that's the street was this way, and
In the front.
and this is the carriage side that the carriages would come up to. And if you look at the rest of the house, all the rocks are just mishmashed, just because it was
Flat
like, okay,
on
that's how we're going to finish it off.
Kind of like that.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes, isn't that crazy that the straight line would show wealth?
And if they were
But when this
mishmashed,
looks just as pretty to me.
I think it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Learning some history?
Yeah, it's really crazy. This guy was known as a modern, or is viewed as a modern Cincinnatus, and he was a Roman farmer and became a general. And then once he was done, it sounds like he returned back to his plow. I mean, he wanted this thing to work, and by God, it did.
Well, what, he was a soldier and a farmer, a civilian, and it says right here, he stands by a farmer's plowshare, a symbol of his love and peace
For
and
agriculture.
So that's awesome.
Just amazing. The family said this is the most true to form of the look of Washington. So we're looking at something here that they believe really depicted him in the best way. So
Let's
pretty
go.
cool.
I'm going to get a closer look.
Yeah, once they're done.
Hey, my bed right here. I got this bunk. Josh, you can take this bunk. Jalen will take
No,
the
I'm
bottom.
not at the bottom. So quickly, where we're at here, this was Washington's elite security force. So these cabins would hold 12 people, just a fireplace. So just really kept them out of the weather. Pretty interesting. We made it full circle. We started Washington's headquarters, and we're right here at the end of the park. And you know, I didn't realize 3,500 acres. What a massive place, and what a bunch of history. Very, very cool.
Well, the thing that really caught my mind is the fact that there was different states that had their 1,500 men guarding the president. And then to bring all that into it, think of this. You even had militia that were just farmers. So how did they organize these troops and the militia and everyone to fight and be together against the English.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher this, but they employed Benjamin Franklin asked Washington to meet with General von Staub, I believe it was, a French general, and they actually created the Army manual at that point in time. So he got the militia organized, and they were down and dirty fighters, and it was time to change the tactics of war. It wasn't just you and I, this far apart. It was they were going to surprise and
weren't the
attack.
Militia usually up front in the first
Beginning,
volleys of
yeah,
fire?
for sure.
So it's like you got farmers that are firing first, and then you'd have people when everyone started shooting. Some of the farmers would run.
Well, crazy, and
Yeah.
you think about the number of people that were in here.
Yeah.
You had enslaved, you had Indians, or the indigenous, you had French. I mean, there were a number of different Spain, I think, but there were a number of languages that were spoken here, and they kind of had to just like figure out hand signals, and the docent said muting, like right, and then that meant go right.
Kind of like riding a motorcycle without a car, though. You had to just like communicate a certain way. But you know what? Deep history here. Really glad we're here. So we're going to go to Gettysburg now, and we're going to share some more. You brought up a good point earlier, though. This was like the fort and the fortress where everything was let out. Now we're going to go see where they actually got shot and died. Right?
Well, we're going to go see where there were actual battles happening, and I'm sure there were battles all around here, but there were none at Valley Forge. So let's go check it out, get some grub, and head to Gettysburg.
Boom.
Well, we just had a nightmare trying to park in Gettysburg, but we made it. We
Had
made
to set
it.
up a parking meter thing. I don't know. We have no change, so we had to set up a pay by phone thing. It was crazy, but we're in Gettysburg, boys.
That is wild. Gettysburg, this town's pretty awesome. I mean, Highway 34 and 15 were at the junction of both. We saw some cannons. We're gonna get some lunch. I mean, I don't know how far Gettysburg is. I mean, the actual...
So we passed it.
We just
it's
passed
like
it.
a mile,
It's like- yeah.
mile back out of town from here.
So let's get some grub, and then we'll get up there and do a little bit of history up there and check it out. It's reverent, I'm telling you. I can feel it.
Yeah, let's go get in the thick of it.
So we ended up at the Gettysburger, and when in Rome, we're getting burgers. I got me a little stacked Cali burger. LC's on his patty vibes. What else you got?
A little bowl of chili here. So, and it's very good chili. But you were right. It's not 100% hot. So I wish it was a little warmer. But I'm still gonna eat it.
So we went with the split the Cali burger. We had to bring Cali into Gettysburg here.
I got his other half of that.
All right.
Cali burger and sweet potato fries.
I don't see him out there.
Fill it up. The town was really a cool looking town. A lot of great buildings, a lot of great architecture. I'm really glad we stopped here because it was good to see. Now we got the feel of the town, and now we're gonna go get into the battlefield.
So look, I said this earlier. Yesterday we're in the city, and we learned all about the history inside Philly. It's been great to be at Valley Forge and check that out. And now, since there was not a battle really over there, we're actually going to go see where 50,000 people left their lives on the battlefield, and we'll do a little bit of history over there talking about that. So I think it's going to be reverence over there.
Yeah, and it's known as the bloodiest battle of the Civil War.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that over there.
Yeah.
This is really impactful, at least for me, and I'm sure it is for Lance as well. But this war, or this battle, was fought from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863. Now think about this. This morning, we're in Valley Forge, and that was a 1777.
Right.
And that was 3 years into the war.
Right.
So almost 100 years later, 90 years later, after the Constitution was formed, these guys are now fighting about which side is right. And so, I mean, this battle went on for 3 days. 50,000 soldiers were killed here. And we just walked up the path here. I don't know if it's Lydia or Lydia, but it's Lydia, but it's the Lester farm. And they turned that into a hospital for all these fallen soldiers. And I mean, we're standing on ground here.
Sacred ground.
That's sacred, and I can feel it. I can feel the energy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What are you thinking?
I just think it's amazing. You know, what a beautiful day to be here. But what's catching my eye is the fact that they had, like, each state had their troops here set up in their own camps fighting for the North.
Right.
I mean, because the North was here, the South came in, you know.
Well, they said this was the most important battle in the Civil War because it was a turning point.
Right.
And so we are in the great state of what? Pennsylvania?
Oh yeah, we are in Pennsylvania.
And what are we standing in front of?
The 2nd Pennsylvania Cavalry.
So we're in Penn, and this is where their army was stationed.
Right. And over there, I think New York
Yeah.
is there, and that's really...
And I
really
kind of
amazing.
heard that you were just going to see battlegrounds, but I'm seeing monuments everywhere.
Right.
Like it's insane.
It's a beautiful, peaceful place. So let's go check out some more stuff.
Heck yeah, man. So one correction, when I read 50,000 people were casualties, I said they were killed. It was casualties. They were either killed, wounded, missing. So in 3 days, you were talking about Vietnam had 50,000
58,000.
casualties.
Yeah.
And
Deaths.
in 3 days, there were 50,000+ people here, wounded, killed. Just amazing.
The carnage had to be amazing. At the end of the day, and when the battle was over,
Yeah.
because I don't think these guys fought at night. This
No,
was all
I don't think
daytime
so,
battles.
right.
Face to face, fire, load. I mean, crazy stuff.
Well, and there's a sign over here talking about how this battlefield was on, families' farms.
Yes.
And they ended up turning into these battlefields of death. And she was saying, the woman was quoted as saying, the stench of death was devastating. They just couldn't get over that. Can you imagine what people were going through in that time period? It wasn't like they had life flights and helicopters,
Right,
and
no.
hospitals, and no.
This was General Lee's second most ambitious battle, and being that he lost this battle, it turned it to where the North was eventually going to win. And Abraham Lincoln actually was inspired to come up with the 7 years ago.
And he delivered that on November 19th. And it looked like Teresa and Alyssa had come through here on a field trip, and there was a sign in town that said the Gettysburg Address. I don't know if that's where they gave it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
So, yeah, 4
And 7 years ago.
There we go.
Well, Teresa just dropped her gloves. We made it about 9 seconds, but we got them, baby.
Teresa, what have you taken away from this spot? I know you've been here before, but how is it different than last time you were here?
The last time I was here with our daughter, and I still have the same feelings. It's incredible. And just reading the signs explaining what happened where, it still gives me chills, no matter what. It's incredible what these men and women sacrificed.
I'm taking away pretty much the same thing as Teresa, because it really gets to you thinking that these men sacrificed so much for all of us. And the women too. We just read a book about the women of war, and that just comes to my heart too. That really hits home.
So well worth the ride, huh?
I mean, I gotta tell you, I didn't expect this, and to feel the reverence that's here, and the sadness and the pain, but yet the happiness that people came together and created this great country, and the expense of many, for sure. And we're not going through, a real easy time right now, and I wish people could come here and just kind of we don't get political, but if you just took this all in, and what our countrymen put, their lives on the line for us, I think people would feel it.
Well, I think what we do as storytellers at Two Lane Life, Shaking Hands with America, getting out there and sharing these things with you guys all out there, we want you to see it, we want you to feel it, we want you to love the country that gives so much. So get out and check things out, because it's really great.
I knelt on the ground and just felt the soil, and you walked through one of the fields, and it just, man, you can feel it. I'm serious. So we'll finish up here, head back home to Phoenixville, and we'll do some dinner tonight.
Dinner will be good, but yeah, get out and travel.
It's a true history lesson here. Woo!
We're at the Valley Forge something. I ordered a steak medium rare, and guess what? It came medium rare. I'm excited. New York strip.
So Jeff McPhee said we need to try the Valley Forge Trattoria, and we've driven by it like 10 times. Tonight on the way back from Gettysburg, we're here. We got some mixed veggies for Laura. We got some meatballs. We got a little bit of garlic bread.
Yeah.
I got the spaghetti alle olio.
I'll tell you what, I got a filet, and it's the most tender, tasteful steak that I've had in a month. I'm loving it.
Nice. Laura got chicken with a lovely mushroom and tomato sauce. I can't wait to eat.
Penne pasta
Yeah.
with prosciutto, spinach, and pine nuts.
You tell him.
He was like excited to hear that we were from LA, and he's like, man, you got to come back and do a piece on us. Like, all right, your food was great.
That was a seriously good steak. That food did not disappoint. So we're gonna make our way back to the house.
We're about 5 minutes from the house. We'll close out, and tomorrow we'll see what that brings. Maybe New Hope, and back over to Jim Thorpe, because we loved that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. You know what's really cool? We kind of have an idea, but we really don't know what we're going to do, and that's exciting.
Well, Jeff recommended maybe going down to Delaware, going across a couple bridges, maybe get up into Annapolis. A couple states that we haven't been, we could click off. We could do that too. We'll see.
I don't know, but with that, hey, what do they have to do?
Oh, should we close out here?
Is that where
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
let's close
Now
it.
that you do it,
Yeah,
I
let's
think,
do it. Ladies?
Please subscribe and
Ring that bell.
and comment.
Please, and again, we love
Please.
comments.
Wasn't that polite? She said please. I'm not saying please. Just go subscribe.
And by the way, I don't even know if you say that anymore, ring the bell, comment, and thumbs up. But
Do you?
We do.
I don't know.
We do.
Are you supposed to?
I don't know. But with that, we'll see you tomorrow down the road.
Cut. Not ready. Wasn't ready.
What did you ladies just learn?
Well, we learned from a very nice gentleman that for go back.
Cut.
Well, we just learned from a very nice docent here at I can't talk. You go. I'll join you.
What part do you want? Well, we
What?
learned. What?
Go ahead.
So need to make one correction.
It's a beautiful, peaceful place, and we're gonna bit that black. No, here's what I wanted to say. So where was
I would just say that